around 7. Is that about the time I heard it? All right, we ready?
Yes.
All right, okay. Approximately 7 o'clock, shots were fired during the standoff. The suspect did come outside on the front porch and he did brandish a firearm. At that time, a SWAT officer was forced to fire his weapon, and the suspect is deceased at this time. And right now we have, we're just securing all the search warrants, and it's going to be a slow and tedious process. But we're going to figure out what led up to this. But what I can confirm at this time is we do have one suspect that is deceased from at least one gunshot wound, and we have a female that's en route to Memorial Hospital at this time.
Can you tell us how she's doing?
What I can tell, she was alert and conscious. She has not been shot. She may have some other injuries, but she has not been shot. So we do have investigators heading to Memorial to figure out from her what's going on, and we have several investigators out here, and right now the Effingham County Sheriff's Office is heading up this investigation, and we're working side by side with, we're also working with Savannah PD at this time.
Can you tell us how many shots were fired?
No, more than one shot was fired. I don't know exactly how many shots were fired, but what I can confirm is that the suspect is deceased, and at this time we have our investigators that have went ahead to secure the perimeter, and like we said, we're going to be out here for a while tonight. This is going to be a slow and tedious process, and we're going to make sure this is done right, and we're going to go ahead and do what we have to do. So we're not going to rush anything, but we are going to be out here for a while tonight, and we're going to try to figure out what exactly happened. But what we know that happened, that we can confirm, is that during the standoff, the female came out and the suspect came out brandishing a rifle. At that time, he was shot, and he was later pronounced dead on the scene.
Was that rifle being held to the woman?
I do not have that information.
David, can you talk about what prompted him to come outside?
I don't know what prompted him to come outside. We did make contact with a female. We were able to get her to at least come to the door, and I believe she was going to come outside. And at some point, he did show up at the front door, and he did have a rifle, and he did brandish it towards officers, and that's when he was shot.
Now we heard bang, 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 other than the gunshots, so there wasn't anybody that needed to enter the home. Is that correct?
I'm sorry?
We heard something that sounded like people breaking into the house.
Right, that could have been possible. I'm not sure exactly, but that's possibly of them just breaching the residence. That would be probably something the SWAT team did to breach the residence. I'm not exactly sure, but we do know that at least one shot, more than one shot was fired.
David, what's their names?
We do not have the names at this time, and we're probably not going to have it until at least later on, or maybe in the morning. We have to, first of all, we have to positively identify who they are, and we also have to, after that, of course, we have to notify next of kin. The coroner is on the scene, and most of the Effingham County Sheriff's Office CID team is on the scene, as well as our crime scene, units.
Do you know how she got inside the house? Were they married, or?
I'm not sure how she ended up in the house.
Was there anyone else in the house, like besides the two of them?
At this time, we don't know of anyone else in the house right now. However, let me clarify that we do know that there's nobody else in the house that's alive, but we are just now, we haven't searched the whole residence yet. So there's nobody in the house that we know of now. However, we are still securing a search warrant, and we're going to just dot our I's and cross our T's, and just to make sure what else is going on and see if there's any other evidence, or possibly we want to find out what led up to this. At this time, we do not know, but we're going to do our best to find it.
Can we confirm that he's a white male?
We can confirm he's a white male.
Can you elaborate on nobody else in the house alive?
We don't know of anyone else in the residence right now. We do not have any knowledge that anybody else is in that residence. With that said, right now we've just began our process, and the search warrant has been signed, and so